Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new snapshot out for Minecraft 1.18 called 21W39A. This one has new advancements for the new version, the ability to open old worlds again, and many more changes. My name is SlySlime and I am at your service as always to guide you through these changes. To begin with, this snapshot now supports opening old worlds saved in previous versions. Now, before you rush off to open your favorite world, do note that neither generation of new contents underneath old chunks nor blending on the edge of the world have been implemented yet. Your world will simply have air underneath old chunks, and new chunks will form a cliff or wall on the border with old chunks. In addition to this, upgrading a world in this snapshot means that you will not get the new content filled in or blended chunks once those features are available, so tread carefully. As always, if you do choose to open your world in this version, make a backup first. This ability to open old worlds extends to old worlds made using the previous snapshot series where world height was extended to. So, worlds created in snapshots between 21W06A and 21W14A can now be opened again. Let's move on to the new stuff in this version with the new advancements. There are 4 of them added in this version. Star Trader for trading with a villager at the build height limit. Caves and cliffs for falling from the top of the world to the bottom of the world and not dying. The Sound of Music advancement is awarded for playing a music disc on a jukebox in a meadow biome. And finally, the Feels Like Home advancement is for riding 50 blocks on a strider in lava in the overworld. In addition to this, a change has been made to the Light as a Rabbit advancement, which is now placed after the Sweet Dreams advancement in the Adventure tab. Let's move on to world generation changes. The peaks in the world generation have been tweaked to make small mountains look peakier and more like mountains rather than smooth hills. The rare trees that generate in meadow biomes used to have a higher chance to generate with bee nests than other trees. This chance is now up to 100%. Meadow trees now always have bee nests. A loot change. Buried treasure chests can now contain between 0 and 2 water-breathing potions in addition to the loot you already found there. This is an extra item added to the loot table, so you will get it in addition to what was previously generated. It doesn't take away the chance to get the other items. Naturally generated cave vines in lush caves now spawn with a much higher age, which means that lush caves will stay more like they started out over time, instead of becoming overgrown forests of vines. Cave vines could previously grow up to 8 blocks from their regeneration state. This is now down to 2 blocks. In addition to this, a number of feature placement bugs have been fixed, where sugarcane, bamboo, and flowers could sometimes generate underground. Before we move on, let me as always remind you that hitting the like button with all your might is a great signal to YouTube that this video should be shown to more people. So if you'd take a moment to do that right now, I'd really appreciate it. Now, with that out of the way, in mob news, a change has been made to the mobs spawning in dripstone caves. Zombies will no longer spawn in this biome. Instead, drowned will spawn. Of course, drowned only spawn in water, which means that you will now see them spawn inside of aquifers in dripstone caves. In user interface changes, a redesign has been made to the way your effects show up in the inventory screen. Effects like potion and beacon effects now show up on the right hand side of the inventory instead of on the left. When the inventory is open, the regular effects list in the top right corner of the screen is now hidden. In addition to simply moving to the right side, the display now has a compact version which is used whenever there isn't enough space for the full display, and which only shows the icon for each effect. This mode is switched on automatically when there isn't enough space available, for instance when you open your recipe book. You can now also hover your mouse cursor over one of the effects to get the full details. A change to visuals in this version. The default brightness is now set to 50, right in the middle of the slider between moody and bright. This state is now labeled default, and numbers on the other positions on the slider no longer show a % sign, only the number itself. Finally, in performance and stability news in this snapshot, crashes have been fixed, multiple performance improvements have been made, and a bug that made your game client stall for a brief moment the first time anyone said anything in chat has also been fixed. And that leaves us at the end of the changes. As always, my thank you to the epic level viewers out there who watched all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. And if you like this video, why don't you also check out this one?